everybody, welcome to Canvas Kids. This week we will be painting a bald eagle. So everybody has your canvas that's already traced with the pattern. I forgot my pattern at home, so I had to kind of quick draw it the best I could, so it's not going to be the same as yours, but that's okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take green paint and paint the entire background of your canvas. You can either take it strictly straight green, or you could take a paper plate and you can mix a little bit of green with some yellow and make it kind of a lighter color or mixed in. But it's up to you. You don't have to. You can just leave it straight green if you would like, which I am going to do. So go ahead and paint the entire background green. I'm going to do mine a little quicker so I don't take up as much time. But any place that is green on the picture, go ahead and do on your canvas. Like I said, I'm going to do it a little quicker, so mine's not going to be as neat. But you go ahead and take your time, and it doesn't matter which direction you paint. You don't have to paint like up and down only or side to side. Just paint it however you want. We're looking for kind of a rustic looking background anyway, not straight. So just do it however it makes you happy. Do the whole green part. If you go over the lines a little bit down where the trunk is or the eagle brown parts are, not too big of a big deal. It's only going to be a big deal if you go over the lines where the beak and the head are, because of the colors are light. So when you get up to those parts, try real carefully not to go over the lines. Down here it doesn't matter so much. And go ahead and use whichever brush works best for you, whatever kind you have. I got some new ones and these are working really good. Try not to paint it too thick and globby of paint though. Otherwise it takes forever to dry. And if you need to switch to a smaller brush where the eagle is, go right ahead. But I would outline him first and then go back and fill out the bigger areas. Oops. All right. I have it sitting up on another canvas just to keep it up higher to be able to not get paint all over the table. Like I said, if you need to switch to a smaller brush in these kind of spots, go right ahead. Oops, that right there, that's a bad move. hurry up and get it to erase. I'm going to take the smaller brush and fix that first. Your eagle's going to have a better shape than mine because I traced yours. And I forgot mine to trace, so I'm not a very good drawer. Another paper towel. Okay. Oops. So go ahead and do your background. Take your time. You don't have to hurry. You can pause the video if I get done first. Okay. All right, almost done. It's a lot to paint real quick. Okay, I am done with mine. You go ahead and take your time with yours. So the next step we're going to do is going to be the branch. So I'm going to take, I'm all done with the green. Might as well put that away. I'm going to do black now for the branch. Okay. So go ahead, after you are done with the background, you're going to do the black branch. Remember not to do it where that piece of the wing is hanging down. So right here, don't do that in the black. Go around that part. And if you accidentally went over the lines with the green, you can easily cover it up with the black paint because the black paint is so dark. Okay, so once your tree is all done, we're going to take brown now. We're going to paint our eagle. So I'm going to start down here where the tail is. If the black is still wet, try not to, like I just did, I smeared it. So you might want to wait till your tree is dry. If you get a little black down there, just work it into your brown. Nobody will even notice it. I get a black streak down here and I just got rid of it by working it into the brown. So go ahead and paint, and you want to paint up and down like this, not side to side, because that's how the feathers are going to be running on his tail. So you don't want lines going this way. You want to go this direction only. Okay, and then I'm going to do his tail, his wing, while I'm down here. So go ahead and do his wing as well. All right. I'm going to outline it a little bit first. So I'm going to make a line at the bottom here. So I know to stay in there, and then I'm going to make a line. I'm going to follow the edge. My eagle's definitely skinnier than your eagles. Okay, I'm going to turn it around so I could reach the jagged part. So this part I just kind of guessed on. I didn't actually trace that part. But I realized when I did my sample that the smooth, making it smooth at the top like on mine, let me show you, was not good. See, I made a straight line, and when I did that you could still see it, so I don't like the way that looks at all. So I made yours jagged. So go ahead and finish painting his whole body. Hopefully I didn't forget to draw anybody's jagged part around the neck on. If I did, it's supposed to look like this. So go ahead. Just try not to paint it too heavy up at the top where the jagged parts are, because we need to go over that with white paint, and we don't want it to be thick that it smears our white paint. Okay. Make sure all of the brown is hiding the white canvas. And the same thing when you paint the eagle's body, paint up and down, not side to side. Just paint the direction that the feathers would go. Okay, so once you're done with his body, you don't even have to wash off your brush yet, because you want to take some brown paint and you want to make some brown little lines on your tree trunk to give it some texture. Just take your brush, put a little brown, and just go across to make a little texture on your tree trunk. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give that a little chance to dry some. And we're going to take yellow and we're going to do his beak and his eye. So take just the yellow paint and paint the entire beak area. You'll still be able to see the line through it. If you can't see the line through it, you definitely painted it way too heavy. And make sure, try to be real careful you don't go over where the white part of the head is going to be. And with the eye, you could just paint the whole thing, even where the black part is going to go, just to make it easier to paint. Because the black will cover up your yellow when you put in the middle of the eye. Okay, so just that with the yellow. And then we're done with the yellow for now. Now we need to make some light brown for his feathers to show up on his body over here. Okay, so I'm going to take my medium-sized brush. And I'm going to take some white. And I'm going to take some brown. Remember, a little bit of brown goes a long way in the white because it's such a dark color. So you want to maybe add a little bit of brown at a time until you get the right color. And try when you're doing the paint to mix it all in one little circle. If you spread it out, you're basically just painting the plate. So make some brown, light brown with the two mixed together. Probably about that color. Everybody's doesn't have to be the same. And now you're going to take it, I'm going to take my brush flat way, not flat way, point way, and I'm going to make some little lines for the feathers, just to give them some texture. You don't want like a great big line, you just want some little feather lines here and there. Don't put them side by side exactly like a pattern. And just kind of follow his body around. Some could be lighter, some could be darker. You just want to kind of make it look like the feathers on his body. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing with a little white. Get rid of that for now. Okay, so take a little bit of white and do the same thing. Add some texture in there. Make it look like the feathers. If you did it while your brown was too wet, you're going to end up, instead of with white, you're going to end up with a light brown like we already did. So you should wait till your eagle is dry. Go ahead and make his feathers. Okay, just like that. This one's too bright. Fix that one. Okay. So I would, if I were you, I would let yours dry for a while before we go on, because the next step is going to be his head. I'm going to turn it around so I could reach his head better. And I'm going to take just the white. And I'm going to paint just where his head is. Now if your brown is still wet up here where the jagged parts of the neck and the head meet, be very careful. I would wait till it dries, because otherwise you're going to end up smearing it into his head where it needs to be nice and white, because he's got a pure white head. You don't want him ending up with a light brown head. Okay. If you kind of hold it on an angle, you could see where you missed the spots with the brush. It's very hard to paint white on white and still see what you're doing. Okay, so then we're going to make him a fluffy head. So around the head, we're going to start like on the way where his head comes down. We're going to kind of go over like that with the feathers. So he looks like he's got feathers sticking out. So he's got a fluffy little head. And then this green looks wet. So do the same thing on the other side of his head. And then make sure your brown is all dry where his neck is, because we're going to do the same thing with that. We're going to come down and we're going to make him, and see, if you don't do it while it's dry, you're going to end up with it brown, and you don't want that. So you make sure yours is dry, not like me, and make feathers coming down like that. All right, just need to fluff up his body a little bit. All right, so the last parts are the black for his outlining and for his eye. So take the black paint, and if you want, if yours is all dry and you want to cheat, you can do a black Sharpie marker instead to draw these lines. So just follow his mouth. My brush is not skinny enough, so it's not doing a very good job. And then with his nostril and the inside of his eye. Just like that. And then you want to outline it. All right. I think we are done. Don't forget to put your initials down at the bottom. And I think we are done. Yep, that's it. All right, thanks for coming. Next week we will be doing a monkey. Bye.